I have for you is, what would you do if you saw people being racist towards people?
I'd probably try to step in and stop it, tell them it's not right. I don't know, I wouldn't want to get myself in a situation where I get involved with it too, but just kind of hey guys, calm down or whatever.
Have you ever experienced that in St. Cloud State?
Yeah, a couple times. You'll hear stuff walking down halls and whatever. But I mean, it's that stuff just happens.
Yep.
You know.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Have a good day, Connor.
I'm Joey.
I'm Joey. I'm David. And we have to ask you a few questions. If you saw racism being acted out on another person in front of you, what would you do?
I'd probably just walk away and ignore it because I'm not going to get into their problem because it's not my business.
Well, silence is contributing to racism, Joey.
Yeah, well,
Okay, so next time, what will you do?
I will go and tell a police officer instantly and they can go make a big scene.
Okay, thank you. Changing to one person at a time.
I just have one question for you today. Have you ever seen racism acted out with your friends or in your community at all?
Yes, I have. My best friend is actually African American, and she got called the N-word when we were in high school, and I was with her, and I defended her and said how offensive that word can be, and that it shouldn't be used in any sort of way.
What do those people say? Do they say anything back to you, or
They just laughed at me because obviously I'm assuming that they were racist themselves, and my judgment wasn't needed and didn't really affect them.
So they just didn't care at all, really?
No.
Okay. Did you do anything else after that, or what did your friend say?
My friend obviously thanked me for it, but I went to the principal and told them that racism has been acting out in our school.
So it
and that we
happened
should
in
do
high
something
school?
about it. Yes.
Okay.
And so I thought of something that maybe that could help it, but obviously nothing came about because they don't think it's that big of a deal.
Thank you.
Yes.
Marcus from Mitchell Hall, 3rd floor. And I have to ask you, have you ever been a victim of racism in any way, shape, or form?
And I was at a point where I was walking somewhere, pretty much into a store, it was full of, wasn't really diverse, and they looked at me like I wasn't supposed to be there pretty much. And it wasn't, it was pretty hard to walk through a store where you're not wanted pretty much.
And you felt uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And did you do anything about it, or just kind of got over that?
I got over it. Pretty much people think how they think, you can't really change about who they are, so.
It's more up to them to change than you. Yeah. All right, well thank you, Marcus.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're here with Justin from Mitchell Hall, and I just want to ask you a question today. Have you ever seen people being racist, in your community, in the dorms, on campus, anything?
Yes, multiple times.
Did you do anything to help it or stop it or anything?
No, not really.
You were just kind of quiet,
Yeah, pretty much just kind of stood back, not ignored the problem, acknowledged it, but I kind of went on about my day.
Did you know that being quiet and being silent is actually help making people more making the problem worse?
I could agree, but also disagree to that.
Can you tell me more?
There's been times where I have stepped in back in high school over racism, and I ended up getting into a fight over it. And then I get accused of doing such things as you get involved in the issue.
Okay, so you kind of had conflict while talking about the problem, trying to help the problem.
Yes.
So at least you kind of tried.
Yes, but then it seems like more people get involved, it just escalates, and then it turns into something where people end up punching each other in the face.
Okay, thank you for your time.
No problem.
And Austin, we're standing in front of Mitchell Hall right now, and I just have a quick question for you guys. Have you guys ever seen racism being acted out on campus or in your community or in classes or anything like that?
Well, just the other day, there was a guy who parked his car in the crosswalk right between Atwood and Garvey. He straight up parked the car in the crosswalk, jumped on top of his car, started preaching about rap, preaching about racism, preaching about the N-word. Kept going and going and going.
You saw that firsthand?
I saw that firsthand. And the cops got there and they let him rant out, and they arrested him for public indecency, I believe, disorderly conduct. So,
What's your opinion on that?
well, the fact that he had illegal substances in his car might have been another reason. but they didn't know that at the time. They just got him for being a weirdo.
Okay.
But I think that the reason that they got there was because he was making an outburst. But so you never know. There could be underlying causes there. But
All right,
you never know.
I've seen racism within our friend group. We've all kind of been mean towards a certain individual, but it's kind of been a joking matter. I haven't really seen it around campus a lot, or my classroom at all, really, to be honest. So that's my input on it.
Did any of your friends say anything like to help?
Some friends backed him up, some didn't. But it wasn't more of a direct thing. It was directed to him, but it wasn't really put him
He
down.
switched
But,
up.
but he took it in a way like we were trying to like make him feel really bad. But
Okay, thank you guys.
Yep. It's like, oh, what's your name by the way, sir?
My name is Ryan.
Okay, I'm David. That's Ryan, my partner. Yep. And like we were wondering, like, why don't you give us a summary, like, what all this like activism is that you do? Like,
So basically what happened is less than a month ago some students from a university up in the northern part of Kenya were attacked by terrorists from terrorists allied to Al-Shabaab group in Somalia. So they say to be like allies with like what's this called? Not ISIS, but
Similar?
Yeah, similar thing. So they went to a university in the northern part of Kenya and attacked them. Just out of the blue, just showed up with guns and started shooting people. So we thought, why not come up with something, try to remember them. So we hooked up. Hooked up with one of our lecturers from the school, and she has affiliations with like a sister school of the university.
okay.
And she mentioned that we should do something and send out a message to the students, the survivors especially.
Yeah, because they're like neglected, kind
yeah.
of think of the attention they deserve.
Yeah, so we were thinking, why not do this and get the message of hope to them. Try and see that people from far from where they are actually support them, and I'm giving them hope that around that time everything will pass. So we also came together with students from St. Cloud as well, from Rwanda, who were trying to remember that what happened during the genocide 21 years ago. So all in all, we're just trying to preach the message of peace. In terms of like racism and stuff, you never know. It applies everywhere.
Yeah.
I believe everybody's equal. I think that was the case in Rwanda as well. One tribe felt that they were more equal than, I know there's a word as such,
Superior, kind of.
more superior than the other. So it still brings out the message of equality and peace and hope. Yeah. So that's what basically we're trying to do.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just want to say rest in peace to the 147 victims of this shooting. And 147 is not just a number.
Wait, David, how is this even creating action?